All right, welcome. I want to give you like a sneak peek at how to do a running record. So, one of the things is you would have the student read. And so the book that I'm going to model for you is called Monkey to the Top. So I would put the title, and this is a level F on this rating scale. My school uses DRAs, which is a DRA 10. So I'm just going to write DRA 10. Now, when you're doing these running records with the kids that you're going to be working with, you're going to use whatever leveling system they use. Whatever system that is, that's perfectly fine. You're just going to choose a book at their grade level, their independent level, or like because you want to see if they're independent, so you're going to then assess them at one level above. So this student that I would assess at a level 10 would have been that they can independently work at a level 8, and now we're seeing if they can independently work at a level 10. So, and on this record, typically you're going to do about 100 words. This book is 103 words. So I'm just going to write 103. And so I'm going to read this as if it was a student, as I will be marking it also. So you can see how we mark the running record. Okay, I've attached these forms to our group. You can use these forms, you can use a different one. This one actually comes with one written there, but I wanted to make sure that you could see there. So if your system, your program has a running record, has the words on there, please feel free to use those. All right, so to start with, I'm going to start with page 3. Molly the monkey likes to swing. She likes to climb. She climbs almost everything. Molly likes to climb a tree. She climbs the branch. She climbs to the top. Molly likes to climb a ladder. She climbs the steps to the top. Molly likes to climb a gate. She climbs the fence to the top. All right, I'm going to stop right there. There is more pages, but I just wanted to give you kind of an idea. So each time you see these check marks, that means that I read that correctly. Right here, I read the word swing instead of climb. So I wrote that over there. One of the big things is you want to make sure that you write what this child says as well as what the word was. So when you're going back and analyzing it, it makes a big difference to know what the word was so you can see where they can help. As you saw as I read, I realized I made a mistake. So I went back and reread it. I was chunking it out, but then I got it correct. So I put an SC for self-correct. Then when I got down here, you notice that I chunked it. So I wrote that there. I never went back and said the whole word or said it correctly. So that would be considered an error. This error right here is an error because I was doing it there. And when I read it, it makes sense to that point, but it doesn't there. So when we look at MSV, I used meaning to identify the word, but it doesn't look right. So when I self-corrected, I used visual because then I had to look at the word to go through. And I will include what MSV stands for. So as you're analyzing, you can look at your records there. So on here, we had meaning, structure, and visual. And as I went through, I have my beginning, my middle, and my end, but I left off this end. So one of the things that I'm seeing is we did visual, meaning, structure, this should be beginning, middle, and end. We have our beginning sound, we have our middle sound, but we don't have our ending sound. So that may be something that, if you're seeing that a lot, I may need to teach them the middle sound. And then when I got down here, it makes sense. So my error, I used meaning in this one because it made sense, and it made sense with the picture. So I did use meaning, but it doesn't make sense when you look at the word. So on this running record, it's a quick going through. Sometimes if you're first going, you may have to ask the student to pause so you can catch up, especially if they're missing words. So just take your time, go through and look at this. So now I'm noticing that my student is using meaning for most of them, and that's where we really want to start, is to make sure they're making meaning. They're using their pictures, they're gaining support. So now I look at what else do we need to look at. They kind of mostly don't have the beginning sounds. So we may need to do a sweeping strategy. We may need to go through and figure those parts out. All right, I will add other videos and help with this. If you have any questions as you're doing this, please feel free to reach out. This is a great tool to really help and look at what they need as readers. Always at the end, you want to ask kids, what did they read? Tell me, start from the beginning, tell me what they did, just to see if they're able to recall the details. And I take that as notes here, or on the bottom, I'd write, have them take notes. All right, have a great time and enjoy learning this skill.